Rahmanir Rahim. We mentioned shurut, shart is a condition, a necessity for the validity of something becomes before the actual ibadat. And rukn is a thing which is in the actual ibadat, right? So here we're going to discuss those things that have to be found. Those things have to be existent before you can actually do your salah. Bismillah, tafadal.
يجب على المصلي أن يقدم الطهارة من الأحداث والأنجاس.
Right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. يجب المصلي أن يقدم الطهارة من الأحداث والأنجاس. It is necessary upon the musalli, the person who is intending to read salah, right? أن يقدم, that he brings first taharat from hadath and anjas. What I mean here is, we discussed this. One is hadath asghar, which means the need to make wudu, and hadath akbar, the need to make ghusl. When is the need to make ghusl? After husband-wife relationship, after woman become clean from a haze, after man has a emission, etc. So you must be free from that hadath. Both, and hadath asghar is obviously like this, relieving yourself, passing wind, passing urine, etc., etc. So it is necessary that you are clean from both of these, right? Right, so that you can be eligible to read the salah. So يجب المصلي أن يقدم الطهارة الأحداث والأنجاس. And then, so that is with regards to the hadath. Then anjas here means also that there mustn't be any type of physical najasat on you. We discussed this in detail. What is najasat khaliza? What is najasat khafifa? How to remove it? How much is tolerable? That has been discussing, right? So we're saying ala ma qaddamna, according to what we discussed, all the rules, the regulations, how much you must remove, etc. All of this has been discussed in the beginning, right? Carry on. So, what is the proof from this, from the Quran, that you can't just pray in any condition with dust on you, etc.? قال تعالى says, وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ, and your clothes you should purify it, right? Yeah, and Allah says, وَقَالَ تَعَالَى, so that's your proof to say that your clothes must be clean. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَطَهَّرُوا, and if you are in halat janabat, the condition that you need a ghusl, فَطَهَّرُوا. One is طَهَرَ يَطْهُرُ, uthur, be clean. فَطَهَّرُوا is a superlative form, which means you must thoroughly cleanse yourself. So that shows you from janabat, it's not just a normal wudu, but it is a thorough cleansing, right? فَطَهَّرُوا. So the first condition we covered there. Now we're going to be in the next ibarat, in the next text, we're going to be moving to the next condition. So the first condition is that you must be, your body and your clothes must be clean from najasat and hadath, right? Next one. وَيَسْتُرُ عَوْرَتَهُ, and he will cover his awrah. That's the next condition, right? What's our proof for that, to say that you have to cover your awrah? See? You got? وَيَسْتُرَ, that also makes sense. Yeah, so you say there, يجب المصلي أن يستر عورته, right? Carry on. Yeah. Why? Because of the statement. What's a proof to say that you can't just read salah with your aura exposed, etc.? Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, خُذُوا زِينَتَكُمْ. Alhamdulillah, we done this verse also in detail. Ibn Kathir. Take your beautification and your adornment to every place of salah. So that shows you need some type of clothes when you go to the place of prayer. You can't be naked. What type of clothes? How much must be covered? How much must a man be covered? How much must a woman be covered? Etc. etc. That comes from the hadith. But the main thing the Quran is showing is that when you pray, you need to cover yourself. Like how the Quran says, read salah. But where's the details of how you need to read salah? How many rakats? How many times a day, etc.? That's found in the Sunnah. Same thing. The Quran says, take your adornment. And obviously, what does adornment mean? With your clothes, right? And if you look at that verse, this verse was revealed with regards to those people who used to make tawaf of the Kaaba naked. So Allah says they should believe now that they committed sins in their clothes and the clothes are spiritually defiled, etc., etc. So Allah says, no, take your clothes with you. From the context, you understand, it means take your clothes with you to the masjid. خُذُوا زِينَتَكُمْ عِنْدَ كُلِّ masjid, right? And then the next part, Bar explain what is it? Right. أي ما يواري أورتكم عند كل صلاة. You must take with you to the masjid, to your place of salat, wherever you're going to read salah, whether you're reading, a woman is reading by her house, a man is supposed to read in the masjid, or is reading by the house. أي ما يواري أورتكم, that which you will cover your aura in the kulli salat, in every salah, right? That's one proof from the Quran. Another proof, right? وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام لا صلاة لحائض إلا بخمار. So a haida here literally means a person who's experiencing a haze. So what is meant here? That girl that is big already and she's experiencing a haze, right? وقال السلام لا صلاة لحائض إلا بخمار. That there's no salat. The salat is not valid. لحائض, for that big girl who experiences haze, إلا بخمار, except that she got a head cover on. So that shows you that if once a person is baligh and a mukallaf in Sharia, and then there is a degree of responsibility that comes with it, that they must cover their head, etc. Right? Read the next one. Right. Okay, carry on. So the haida I told you is baligha, or because obviously you can in Sharia you can become baligh by alamat or by age. If you reach 14.5 Islamic years, or either you got the signs of bulugh, right? Which is a woman menstruating, a man having emissions, etc. Can you carry on? Right. So the next one, awratul rajuli. What is the awra? The basic minimum awra which another with a person for his salah to be valid, and for his salah to be valid, and also for another person not to see. وَأَوْرَةُ الرَّجُلِ مَا تَحْتَ السُّرَّةِ إِلَى رُكْبَتِهِ. The awra of a man is what is just below the navel, إِلَى رُكْبَتِهِ, till the knees. Here when we say إِلَى رُكْبَتِهِ, we mean including the knees. In the Hanafi madhab, the awra is from below the navel till including the knees. وَأَوْرَةُ الرَّجُلِ مَا تَحْتَ السُّرَّةِ. Carry on. Yeah. So what is the proof for this? What is our proof that this is from the hadith? لقوله عليه السلام, because of the statement of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, awratul rajuli, the awra of a man, ma bayna suratihi, what is between the level ila rukbatihi, to what is to the knees, right? So from this one, it stands from below. Read the next one. ويروى, you got ويروى? Right. And it's narrated ما دون سورة, what is just below the navel, right? حتى تتجاوز, the same hadith. It's also narrating the words حتى تتجاوز until it goes beyond the knees, right? Right. So here Nabi Sallallahu said ma bayna surati, what is between the navel. So what does it show you? That shows you that the navel itself for the man is not the awra. Understood? وبهذا, with this clear, we're saying ويرمى, the riwayat which says ma bayna suratihi, what is between the navel. ويروى ما دون suratihi, it's also narrated what is below the navel. All this makes clear. Below the navel, right? وبهذا, with this, يتبين, becomes clear أن السورة ليست من الأورة, for a man the navel is not part of the aura. خلافا لما يقوله الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى. Contrary to what Imam Shafi says. Imam Shafi says what? He says what? الركبة من العورة. Right. So he says لما يقول الشافعي والركبة من العورة. Right. So he says right. or خلافا لما يقول الشافعي, contrary what Imam Shafi, وركبة العورة, that the navel is actually part of the aura, right? And this is also contrary to him, contrary to Imam Shafi, right? What you got in Aisha there? Come again? Yeah. So sorry. So yeah, Imam Shafi says it's from above the navel to above the knees. That's what he's saying. Yeah. So that means, so he's saying, أن السورة ليس من الأورة خلافا لما يقول الشافعي, that the navel is not part of the aura. Contrary to Shafi says, والركبة من الأورة. And sorry, yeah. والركبة من الأورة. Sorry, I've translated it wrong. والركبة is that means the knees. من الأورة is sorry. So والركبة من الأورة, and the rukbah, the knees, is part of the aura according to Hanafi madhab. So from the Hanafi madhab, it is from below the navel till below the knees. From the Shafi madhab, is from above the navel till above the knees. So you see, وَالرُّكْبَةُ مِنَ الْأَوْرَةِ, and the rukbah is from the aura, right? And it's khilafan lahu aydan. And it's also contrary to Imam Shafi, right? Carry on. Yeah, they're saying, see, look at the hadith, it says here, عورة الرجل عورة الرجل ما بين سرته إلى ركبته. The aura of a man is what is between his navel till his knees. So we say ila means to his knees. We say ila means ma'a rukbatihi, means with his knees. You understood? That's what he's saying. وكلمة إلى, in the hadith the word إلى وكلمة نحمله, we take it على كلمة to mean ma'a. It means including the knees. Why? Amalan bi kalimati hatta. Because we take it same like how the word hatta, when you get hatta, it actually comes in the meaning of hatta. What? Ila comes in the meaning of hatta. And when you say hatta, it means including that thing there. You understood? Carry on. And besides this way, we take ila to mean ma'a. وعملا, there's another statement بقول عليه السلام, or the statement of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which says الركبة من الأورة, that the knees is part of the aura. الركبة من الأورة, that the knees is part of the aura. Right, carry on. Right. So now the next ibarat, now we finished. We said the bare minimum of a man is from below the navel till the knees. So now in the next text, we're going to discuss what is the aura of a woman. Right? وَبَدَنُ الْحُرَّةِ كُلُّهَا أَوْرَةٌ إِلَّا وَجْهَهَا وَكَفَّيْهَا. Here it says the body of a woman, all of it is aura except her face and her hands. Right? So if a woman is, and from other texts we understand also that the feet is not from below the ankles, is not also aura, right? So from this we understand, yeah, that for a female, that so when she reads Salah, her face can be open, her hands can be open, and her feet. When we speak about hands, we speak from the wrist down, right? And we speak about feet, then we speak about from the ankles down. So if you were sharp, you would have asked me, now look here, according to a Hanafi madhab here, the face of a female is not aura. So why do we say now that the woman must cover their face, they must wear the niqab, etc., etc.? So technically speaking, the face in the Hanafi madhab, the face is not the aura. The face is not part of the aura. There's another principal concept you will study of. There's something called saddan lizara'i. Saddan lizara'i means something which is intrinsically halal. There's nothing wrong with it. But because it could potentially result in something wrong, we institute a law. So we're saying the woman's face is not a aura in the Hanafi madhab. But potentially, if she is young, she's beautiful, she's pretty, and then there is potential fitna that come out of that. So we'll say now, saddan lizdara'i. Not because the face is the aura, not because the face is the aura, but just to close the doors of fitna, we say she must cover her face. So we say it's wajib to cover her face to prevent potential fitna. You understood? So this is a principle we'll discuss later on. Right, so which is called saddan is right. So وَبَدَنُ الْحُرَّةِ كُلُّهَا أَوْرَةٌ, the body of a woman, all of it is aura, إِلَّا وَجْهَهَا, except her face, وَكَفَّيْهَا, and her palms. And there is a proof. Read the next hadith with the proof. Right. What's our proof? لقوله عليه السلام, Nabi Muhammad said, Al-mar'atu awratun masturatun. So what's our proof to say that the whole body of a woman is awrah? Nabi Muhammad said, Al-mar'a, the woman, all of it is awrah. Mastura, she should be covered, right? Carry on. Yeah. واستثناء العضوين. عضو means limb. واستثناء العضوين للابتلاء بأبدانهما. But the exclusion of these two limbs, that is the face and the hands, why we explain the original hadith في madhab, why it's not awrat. للابتلاء بأبدانهما, because of them being involved in exposed. So he's saying, look here, you know, a woman is working all day, like she has to give things, she has to take things. Sometimes she has to be recognized, etc. She go to court, she go to shop, etc. So based upon hajat or based upon zarurat, right? The original Hanafi madhab said that the face is not awrah. But I told you the latter ulama said saddan li zara'i', what? To cover the whole of fitna. We say it's fitna, right? Carry on. Right. So قال وهذا تنسيس على أن القلب عورة ويروى أن ليس بعورة. So yeah, this riwayat in the kutub of Hanafic, it says that the whole body is awrah except a face and the hands. This suggests that the feet is awrah. This suggests that the feet is awrah. وهذا تنسيس على أن القدم عورة. Right, this suggests that, but it is another riwayat, it's narrated where the fatwa is on. So a woman don't have to cover her face in salah. She don't have to cover her face in salah, especially in the confined zone, because it's not aura. Yes, maybe if she's in a public space, etc., and she's reading salah, there's a fear that a man will see her, then she will cover it, right? So it is narrated that وَيُرَوْ أَنَّ لَيْسَ بِأَوْرَةٍ. Normally when you get a majhul sira, it points to a weak sira. But sometimes the fatwa is also on the weaker qawl. So وَيُرَوْ أَنَّ لَيْسَ بِأَوْرَةٍ. So technically, if you apply the law, this seems to be, like you say, a weak qawl, but it's not default ruling that every time the fatwa is on the stronger qawl, right? So وَيُرَوْ أَنَّ لَيْسَ بِأَوْرَةٍ وَهُوَ الْأَصَحُ, and this is the preferred, the preferred opinion is that it is not a awrah, right? Carry on. Right. So now we discuss now what is the awrah, right? So there's another masla here that comes, that when you are reading salah and a certain part of your body is exposed, right? And a certain part of the body is exposed, to what amount is tolerable and what amount is not tolerable, right? But in salat, if a woman is reading salah, now we say warub usaqiha, 1/4, right? Warub usaqiha, 1/4 of the shin, makshufatun, is exposed. Aw thuluthuha, or 1/3. What is more? 1/3 or 1/4? 1/3 is more, obviously. So obviously 1/3 will be included into 1/4, right? Thuluthun tu'idu salata. From the other text we learn, it means when it's exposed for the duration of 3 tasbih. If something just exposed for a short period and it covered quickly, then it's not, will not nullify the salah. But if this shows you, if 1/4 or more of a particular limb is exposed for the duration of 3 tasbih or more, then you have to repeat the salah, right? So in fasala wa rubu saqiya makshufun aw thulutha tu'idu salata, she will repeat the salah. Carry on. In the Abi Hanifa wa Muhammadin, according to Imam Abu Hanifa and Muhammad rahimahullah ta'ala. Huh? If you are just coming, you'll see, yeah. Carry on. Yeah. So in kana aqalla min ar-rub'i la tu'idu. If it is lesser than 1/4, then you don't have to repeat. It's ma'fu, is forgiven, right? Right. Another Imam Yusuf, rahimahullah ta'ala, he's a bit more flexible in this thing. He say, right, 1 half and more is not tolerable. If half and more of the limb is exposed, then we'll say it will nullify the salah. But if lesser than half is exposed, you don't have to repeat. See, he's saying, وَقَالَ أَبُو يُوسُف لَا تُعِيدُ إِنْ كَانَ أَقَلَّ مِنْ نِصْفِ. Abu Yusuf say, she will not repeat if it is lesser than half. So in other words, any limb, shin, knee, thigh, hair, arm, forearm, uh, what you say, what you call bicep, forcep, whatever it is, or chest, breast, back, stomach, all these are separate limbs. If, according to Imam Yusuf, if half, yeah, I say, if it's lesser than half, right, it means half, if lesser than half will not affect the salah, it means half or more will affect it. If half or more are exposed for the duration of three tasbihat, ulama explain, you can say three, you say subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. Or like you slowly open three closed fingers like this. Or other way around. Say. Then it will, what you call it? Then it will nullify the salah. So you say, as Imam Yusuf got more flexibility in it, right? You say, لأن الشيء إنما يوصف بالكثرة إذا كان ما يقابل أقل منه. You only say something as a lot when it's more than half. For example, if you got 10 students in this class, right? And then 6 was absent. You say, most of the, lots of students open, most are absent, we won't do sabak today, right? But if 6 are absent, you won't say a lot. So you're saying a lot is where half or more opposes something. See there. لأن الشيء, because something, إنما يوصف بالكثرة, it will only be described as being a lot إذا كان ما يقابل, when what opposes is lesser than that. So we're saying, see, if 6 people are absent, right, and 4 is present, so what is opposing the 6? 4, and 4 is lesser. So now you'll say, when you are being opposed by lesser than that, you say it's in the majority. So when the majority is being or majority is exposed, now you'll say that it's a lot, right? Right? إذ هما من أسماء المقابلة, because if you look at أكثر, أقل, etc., these are the words from those that is opposites, and then this is when the opposite will apply. So now he's saying, if half or more is exposed, half or more is exposed, then it will be considered to be a lot. But say exactly half is exposed. وفي النصف عنه روايتان. But in half exactly there's 2 riwayat, right? فاعتبر الخروج عن الحد القلة أو عدم الدخول في ضده. So will we say now it is a lot or little, right? What فاعتبر there? Will you consider it coming out from being a little, or will you consider it being عدم الدخول, that you won't enter the little, right? Okay, our time is up. We'll stop there. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك.